Hey guys, welcome back to Crafts Go Bloom. My name is Krista, and today we're going to be going over everything that I have crocheted in about the last week or maybe 10 days. And I promise it's more than this. This is just all that I felt like holding at one time. So let's get started with some of the things in this basket. First up, I have my pineapple pattern, which there's a tutorial for this, and all the patterns I mentioned will be linked down below and you'll be able to find everything, and most of my patterns I have video tutorials for on my channel as well if you want to go check those out. So this is my no-sew pineapple. It takes me around 2 hours, and I was testing out making it in the new Joanne Posh yarn. And I've said this before in videos, but I love Posh. I've been making absolutely everything in Posh. I have a couple of bird keychains. And these are the same as I also made some of these. My keychain chicken pattern, which right now you can find over on my Instagram, and it's free on Instagram. And I just made this exact same pattern in a bright color, and then I just left the comb off because I just had some green yarn left over after making some frogs that I'll show you, and so I wanted to test out just using up my scraps. So I have 2 of those. And then I have 7 of these keychain chickens total in a bunch of different colors. I'm going through my basket where I keep, I just have a laundry basket that I use with the intention of emptying it and putting it back with the laundry baskets, but most of the time it's just full of like whips and different things and scraps and stuff like that. And so I had a bunch of chicken colored yarn scraps in there. Purposefully just so that they could get used up by making keychain chickens out of them. Another thing that was hiding in my basket was a whole bunch of maple chicken bodies. So I was just crocheting the body part, and then I hadn't put any of these things on because I can kind of just make them on repeat really quickly, and before I know it I have 18 of them, which is what happened here. So I have a couple of white ones, another white one, and some light tan. So this white is a little bit bulkier, you can see, and this is made out of Big Twist plush. And then this is Bernat Baby Blanket, I want to say. I mean, it's Bernat Blanket, I just can't remember if it's Baby Blanket or not. I believe this is Baby Blanket Sand. I have 3 in a darker tan color. And I believe this was a leftover from Bernat Ogo skein that I had. This was one of the tans in that. Sorry if you can hear my dog barking through this. I have 3 in a dark gray, and same thing, these were in Bernat Ogo colors. But I think they turn out pretty cute no matter what color I've been making them in. And they sell for me no matter which color I've been making them in, and I know different people have different chicken breeds and things like that. So I try to have a variety of different chicken colors and patterns. I was using up the rest of a skein, so I also have a brown maple chicken. I made 3 in this Bernat tweed color. I can't remember the name of this particular tweed color, but this is the like orange and green on like an off-white kind of thing. And then my last 3 maples are in this dark tweed color, and I really didn't realize until I was showing you guys that I made 3 of each of these in a bunch of different colors. And I really think that was just because of the different sizes of scraps that I had left over. It was just enough to make 3 plus a couple of keychain chickens. And this maple pattern is not my pattern. I'll have it linked down below though. It's a paid pattern over on Etsy, but I highly recommend it, especially if you're doing markets. I've sold way more of these than I would need to sell to pay for the pattern. And I think I only had these at like 3 or 4 of my 9 markets last year, and they still sold really well. Even at slow markets, I sold a couple of these. Up next, I have my cat pattern. And I haven't actually made this for a few months because I haven't been going to markets over the winter. So I've got 1 in tan and 2 in Bernat Blanket tie-dye-ish. And I made these one right after the other from the exact same skein. And they just turn out unique every single time if you're using that tie-dye yarn. And these are no-sew as well. These take me about 30 minutes. There's a tutorial here on my channel, and I have a pattern as well. Up next, my daughter made 2 of her bees. She made 1 in just the regular colors because we hadn't tested it in Posh yet. And then 1 in different rainbow colors as well. And she's been testing out different eyes and blush placement and things like that. So she's got these cute little like sleepy, winking kind of eyes worked out, and I think those are really cute. This is not released yet, but I do want to put this out soon, hopefully this spring or summer. I think this would be a cute little spring or summer pattern, but that's one that she wrote. Up next, I have 9 leggy frogs. So I have 7 of them where I made this like grumpy face on them, and these actually sell pretty well for me, especially with boys. Boys always think that these are really funny, and then you can tie their arms in a knot so they just look angry and grumpy. And sometimes I'll have them like tied onto displays of different stands that I have. So I have 7 of them with the grumpy face, and then 2 of them with happy faces that look like overly happy when you're trying to compare them to the grumpy ones. But both of these sell really well at my markets, and I make these in different colors of green and they sell just fine. They don't sell well for me in like multicolors. Like I have a yellow one that I've had for quite a while that won't sell. So any color that's not green doesn't do well, but any shade of green does just fine. So I just grabbed a skein and used it up, making leggy frogs, and then my last little scraps I used to make these 2 birds. So I've been doing a lot of pattern writing lately. Go follow me over on Instagram if you're interested in what patterns I'm currently coming out with, or if you're interested in testing patterns for me. I have tester calls on my page almost weekly, 2-3 times a month at least, where I'm asking for people to comment and apply and say, yes, I would like to make that pattern for you to test it out. I send them the pattern through an email, and they just work through it and make sure I don't have any typos, make sure that it makes sense, things like that. So they're just kind of like my proofreaders. So if you want to apply to be one of those, I usually pick a different group of people every pattern, but not always. So it's that simple. You just have to go follow me on Instagram and apply to do that. And whenever I post one of those, all the rules are listed on there so you can read through everything that you need to know. So the first new pattern that I want to show you guys is this bunny that I made in Posh. Now his ears, or her ears, turned out a little too big. Whenever it sits, the ears kind of like drag on the table, so I had to make some improvements there. Not every pattern turns out exactly how you want it the first time you write it. So I came up with this bunny in burnout blanket, so I made one of those. And the day that this video comes out is the day that this pattern comes out, so go check out that link. I will have that at the top of all the links down below, and in order of when I talked about this one, since it's releasing today. And if you catch it when it first comes out, I always have them on sale for the best sale price that it's possibly going to be. It might go on sale in the future, but it'll never be as good of a sale as the like launch sale price. So if you happen to see this the day this comes out, then definitely go get yourself a bunny. So this is the first version of the ears. These are ears that are laying down to look more like that traditional bunny look there. But then we also have the plain white bunny, probably see it better over here, with ears that are standing up. So the pattern comes with 3 different ear options, and it's all in the same pattern. Then you just choose which ears you want, and then I have directions on where to place all of them. So these ears are standing up, and they kind of flop around a little bit. But then if you make the exact same ears, because you make them before you make the bunny, and then you crochet over them. So you make the exact same ear shape, and you can turn them sideways to get this sideways ear look. And I wanted this one to look kind of like a chocolate bunny, but I think it's showing up a little lighter on camera. It's a darker brown in person. And I think the next bunny that I want to try is actually a white one with one of the ears turned sideways and one going forward so that it looks like the Trix rabbit a little bit. So all 3 ear types are included in that same pattern. And then the rest of the bunny is all the same. And then it's got this bigger tail at the back too, which is sort of a special bobble stitch that's all explained in the pattern. And then the last thing I have to show you guys today is another pattern that I wrote after watching some Curious George with my son. So I had to have a little monkey for our collection, and I made this one look like George and gave it a little hair on the top, and it has a longer curved tail so that it can kind of hook over and hang on things if you want it to. And then I made another one in black and brown. I just wanted to see the different colorings, and I know it's a monkey, it's not a gorilla, but I kind of want to make one in gray and black as well. So this is another no-sew pattern. This is unreleased. I just wrote it the other day. But if you're interested in being a tester, then go check out Instagram because I will be posting a tester call for this sometime this spring. So I just counted and I made 48 things in the last about 10 days. I am cheating a little bit because some of these were brand new things that I made, and some of them like were the Mabel chickens where the body was completed, but it was just sitting in that pile of whips in the corner, and I'm working my way through those. I hope you enjoyed this video. I plan on doing these updates a little more often than once a month this year. Leave me a comment, let me know what you're working on this week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!